Hi, welcome to the demonstration webinar, Show Hide Form Features. My name's Kristen and I'm a ShareVision trainer. Today we're going to go over what the Show Hide Form Features product can do. Have you ever wanted your form to do a little more for you, but you've been stumped by the built-in list functionality not quite being able to fulfill your needs? Have you ever wanted your form to be a little more intelligent with its line of questioning and have a set of questions appear or not appear depending on what information needs to be in a form? Do you have some forms that are so long that you'd like the ability to have sections expand and collapse while filling it out? Well, wait no longer. ShareVision has developed a fantastic new product that can be installed on your site. This product will give your form creation that extra edge you've been looking for. With the new Show Hide Form Features product, you can show columns when you want them, hide them if you don't, or expand and collapse sections of a form while filling it out. The best part is, it's all done with the column name, so no tricky coding or special skills required. There are three major ways that we can use this Show Hide Form Features product. The first one is called the Applicable Questions section. The second is a Choose Type section. And the final one is an Expand and Collapse section. You'll be an expert at what the differences are between these when you're done. Let's get started. Okay. So we're going to go onto the training site here, and I'm going to go into the back end of the site. So we're going to go to Site Actions and View All Site Content. Now I've created 3 test lists, and each of the lists is going to showcase each type of way that we can use this product. The first one is on here is called the Dynamic Content Standalone, also known as the Applicable Questions section. So let's load this list, and we'll take a look at what a new item looks like. Okay, so on this form, as you can see, there are 3 different sections, and each section has a check mark beside it. When you put a check in the box, the applicable questions to that section appear. You can fill out the information here. We'll give it a date and a time, even though this is in the future. And that's great. We can expand any section of the form that we want and fill out any information that we want here. So any of the sections that are expanded can have information filled out in them. The catch here with this type is that when you uncheck the box, you're going to get a warning message. It's going to say, this will erase all data in this section. If you're sure you want to remove this section, you can click OK, and it will erase any information that was in there. Because the form has never been saved, that information just gets erased. There is no way to go back and get it. So you want to make sure that if you filled out usable data in this area, that you don't uncheck the box. Okay, let's take a look at how we made this happen. So we're going to go back here, go back to the list, and we're going to go to Settings and List Settings. Okay. As we scroll down here, you're going to see, as this is alphabetical, all of the sections that were on that list. So we've got the critical incident section and then the questions below it. So you're going to notice a bit of a pattern here. Let's go into the first column here so I can show you what it's doing. To give a section header a name, or to create a section header, basically what we do is we need to give it a name, so critical incident, and it needs to be followed by section and then a delimiter. So just a note about this delimiter. So I've used a colon. When you decide, if you decide that you're going to buy this product, you need to choose what your delimiter is going to be. That delimiter is going to be used throughout the use of this product. Okay? So you can choose a colon, you could use a dash, you could use a semicolon, you can use anything that you would like in here to be your delimiter. But what that's going to do is it's going to initiate the product to do something. Okay? So one thing to note about this delimiter is whatever one you choose, like I said, doesn't matter, that is going to be what the product looks for when you give a column a name with the appropriate delimiter. One of the things I want to mention before we continue on here is that if you continue to use that same delimiter in columns that you aren't trying to use this product with, you may have some unexpected results. Okay, so you want to make sure that whatever delimiter you choose, you sort of keep it reserved for use when you're using this product. Okay, let's go back to the column here and take a look at what some of the questions below that section is. So you'll see that the common denominator here, the common prefix to these questions are the name of the section. So we've got critical incident and section, and then the delimiter. And then each of the questions that will follow under that section just need to have the name of that section. So we've got critical incident, and then your delimiter, and then your question. Let's go ahead and create one of these from scratch. So we're going to create a new section. So we need to create a column, and we're going to call it the external incident section. Okay, so here's the name of my new section, followed by section and then the delimiter. This needs to be a yes or no column, and you want to make sure that the default value is no. Then click OK. All right, so now that we have our new section created, let's go ahead and create a couple of questions that will go below that section. So we're going to create another new column, and now I just need to give it the name of that section. So external incident, and then my delimiter, and we're going to ask for a date and time. We're going to make this a date and time column. Nothing in the default value, and click OK. We're going to do one more column in here, and we're going to call it external incident. Oops, I want to make sure we spell it right. Incident with our delimiter and just notes. We're going to make it multiple lines of text and plain text, and we'll make it a little bit shorter. And click OK. Okay, let's go to the form again and see what that looks like. So we're going to go to New Item, and if I spelled everything correctly, you will see when it loads here, a new section called External Incident Section, and when I click on the checkbox, my two columns appear. Okay, so that is the Dynamic Content Standalone, or applicable question section. Pardon me, applicable question section. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. We need to go to Site Actions and View All Site Content, and we're going to take a look at the next list that I have here. And it is called the Show Hide Dynamic Content. Again, this functionality can be added to any list. I just have them in separate lists just to give you a good idea of exactly what each flavor of this product is. Okay, let's take a look at a new item and look at what this one, the Dynamic Content or Choose Type section, looks like. So now we have a column called Type. And in that type, we have a few choices. We have morning, afternoon, evening, and overnight. When I click on any of these choices, the appropriate or corresponding questions will show below. What the difference between this one and the last one I showed you is that you can only fill out one type. Okay? On the last one, you were able to fill out any type that you expanded. On this one, you're only able to fill out the one that you have in your radio button selected in. Okay? Let's take a look at how we made this one work. So I'm going to go back to the list and back to Settings and List Settings, and we'll take a look at what this one has set up. So we have a column in this list called Type, and you'll see again a delimiter. Okay, so you want to make sure that if you are using the Choose Type section, that your list has a column called Type with your delimiter. If you want to add another type into your delimiter, you simply type another choice on a separate line in the choice column. Okay? You want to make sure that when you create the column type that it's set as a radio button, and you want to make sure your default value is not checked. And click OK. Now, to add questions into the new type that you've just created, all we need to do is have exactly what the type was and your delimiter. So you'll see we've got morning, delimiter, and then a question. Morning, delimiter, and then another question. We have the same for afternoon, evening, and overnight. So let's create a couple for the weekend one that I just created. So we're going to create a column, and we're just going to call it exactly what we created, what we called the choice. So we're going to call this weekend and use our delimiter. Now, I need to give the actual question. I need to give a value for the question after the type. So we're going to call this sleep notes. Okay, and this is going to be multiple lines of text. And click OK. I'm just going to make a couple of columns here so you can see what it looks like and how easy it is to create these columns underneath the types. And again, weekend and your delimiter and hours slept. And I'm going to give this one a number column and click OK. Now let's go take a look at our form and see what that looks like. So now we go to a new item. So we see our new choice here, and when I put my radio button in that choice, I have the two columns that I created. So that is called the Choose Type section. So you need to make sure that you have a column within your list called Type. The choices need to be set for what you want the corresponding questions to go under. And you simply create the questions with the name of the choice and your delimiter. Pardon me, let's just highlight that. And there we go. Okay, let's take a look at the final way that we can use this product. So we're going to go to View All Site Content again. And the last list that I'm going to show you is the Expand and Collapse. Let's take a look at a new item. So this will allow you to expand and collapse sections of the form as necessary. This can be very useful in large lists that require many columns to be filled out, to fill out just sections at a time. Expanding and collapsing of the sections will not affect any data that has been filled out in any other sections. Okay? So I can expand any of these sections. I can fill out any type of data that I want to in here. And if I collapse it, it will not remove them like our first choice did. You will go ahead and expand it again, and you will still see that information in there. Okay? Let's take a look at how we made this one happen. So we're going to go back to the list. We're going to go to Settings and List Settings. Okay. So for each of the sections that you want to have expand and collapse, we simply need to give the section a name and then have our delimiter. So you can see here that we have just A and our delimiter, which is a colon in this case. Each of the corresponding questions to those sections just need to have the name of that section and then the delimiter and then the question. And that's it. So let's go ahead and create another section. So we're just going to call this section F. We're just following alphabetically here. And the section needs to be a yes or no column. So we're calling it section F. We're giving it our delimiter that we chose when we added this product. And we're going to go ahead and make the default value no. That's important. And click OK. All right. So we now have our new section called F. So let's create a couple of columns under that section. So F, which is our section name and our delimiter, and we'll just do a date and time column. And date and time, and click OK. And I'm going to create one more column just for good measure. So our section name, our delimiter, and okay, and okay. All right, let's take a look at what that looks like. So we'll go back into the list, and we'll click on a new item. And now you're going to see our section F has been added, and there are the two questions that I added to that section. Okay, well that wraps up the different form features we have for showing and hiding questions and expanding and collapsing. All the columns that we looked at today are a part of the Form Features product. Your product expert will be able to assist you with having this product added to your site. Please remember that whichever delimiter that you choose for this product will need to be consistent for this product to work. Thank you for checking out our Form Features product, and happy form creating!